Pax vobiscum. Welcome back to the channel, and to another episode of The Vestal Virgin Plays. So today we're back at it again with Witchy Life Story on the 8th day, and last we left off, Jean was trying to corral Mel in her exuberance to just keep working. Ruth told us that she was feeling a need for a change of atmosphere, and Jonas was seemingly going off into the park to pick up chicks, if you will, with us there. I don't know if anything will come of our little summer romance there, or if he actually is interested in us at all. But while we were at the park, he actually found a dog companion, so we'll see how that works out for him. But it seems now that we are starting here that it is the night of the full moon, and I don't know about you, but personally I actually want to help the village, so I don't think we're going to be doing any crazy rituals today, but we'll see where the story leads us and if it will actually let us choose. Here we go. Tonight's the night, Ramsay. It's finally the full moon. All our work is going to pay off, and then we're out of here. Here, let me write some invitations real quick. Grab some paper and a pen. Dear resident of Flora, meet me tonight at the festival grounds. Sincerely, your village witch, Vivi von Teasel. That should do the trick. Ramsay, I need you to deliver all of these to everyone today. Make sure they get them. I can't wait. I'll do this as an aspiring, we'll say scientist, with no one to bother me with their requests. I'm going to finish up around here. I'll meet you in the village later tonight under the full moon. Dear, I hope Vivi. Definitely an 18-year-old once again. So impulsive. Treat time. One crow treat. Alright, nothing for us today. Oh, do we not have any requests? I guess not. Well, let's tend to the garden, and then we'll, wander into town. Alright, we've taken care of the garden, so let's go to the village and see what's going... Oh, we just fast-forwarded to the end of the day. You arrive at the festival grounds. Full moon shines brightly in the clear sky. Oh look, everyone's here already. This is going to go off without a hitch. Time to get myself together. You walk over to everyone. Oh, a ritual, how lovely. I should be baking. I'm tired. It is pretty late. The studio is still such a mess. Everything will be fine, perfectly fine. Ahem. See, Vivi is here now. Thank you, Ruth. I was hoping that this would be one of those things where we could decide if we wanted to do the ritual, but it seems the decision has been made for us. So greetings, friends, and thank you for joining me. I will solve all your problems with a full moon ritual tonight. Alright, let's get this show on the road then. Ramsay, get into place. You take a deep breath. Oh, full moon, with your bright shining light, lend us your power on this very night. Provide a clear path for us to walk, a way to a successful festival completely unblocked. We've worked this week to fix what was broken, so please acknowledge our devotion. The ritual is complete. You relax your body and take another deep breath. All right, I think we're good. Everyone feel better now? I feel full of... You need to get home. Oh, wait. Maybe it'll just take one more time to work? That's right. It might take some time to work. You can't rush magic. Isn't that what you're trying to do? I knew this would happen. I knew we couldn't trust you. Nisha. No, I read that letter. I know the truth. Vivi has been messing with us this entire time, just like she did with Coventpolitan. But I've been able to get my work done. Mel, there's something you really should know. Oh no, Nisha's going to tell. Your beloved Avon Elset from Coventpolitan is Vivi von Teasel. Wait, what? Vivi, is that true? That means all those rituals that backfired. Mel, It's not just those rituals, it's all the magic she's done for us here, too. All of Vivi's boasting about her magic. Don't you think things have only gotten weirder around here? Like Devon at the lake party. You were abnormally social. That's true, but I did ask for a spell to make friends. It's exactly what I mean. Nisha, let's calm down for a moment. You're not wrong, but perhaps there's an explanation. Have you forgotten Vivi's relaxation spell? You wanted to go shopping. Well, that might explain the other day. Yeah, Ruth was pretty angry, but we acted like brats. Okay, yeah, but I've never seen Ruth like that. Ramsay, this isn't good. I talked to the Madelines. To those cookies you're working on? Cakes. She said she was possessed by their spirit. They called me a fool. Vivi helped me talk to spirits too. Then they destroyed my studio. I got a dog, though I wanted a hot date. But I do love my dog. Psst, Ramsay. I think we should throw Ramsay as a distraction. No, I think we're going to run. You tried to make a break for it. However, before you could even get 3 big steps. No. What? I'm just stretching. This is it. This is the end. You nod to Ramsay to let him know it's been good times. But you know when your gran hears about this, it's not just your training that will come to an end. Did I really speak to the Madelines? You try to hold it in, but... No, you didn't. It was me, Vivi, and I admit to everything. Jean, I wanted to eat those Madelines so bad, but you kept throwing them in the trash. And Mel... Yeah? I'm Avon Elset, and what I did wasn't right at all. I used Coven pollen to release my frustrations with my family and make fun of witches. I never thought of the consequences of my actions. More recently, when you asked me to help you, I could tell how badly you wanted to get your work done, but I pushed it too far. Nisha. I've never talked to spirits successfully. That was supposed to be in my next chunk of training before I got sent here. Ruth. Yes, Vivi. I slipped something extra into your spells. Don't ask me what, which I know sounds bad, but you seemed like you needed an extra push. Devon. Kind of same with you, except I use the runes. Not really my specialty, but desperate times call for desperate measures, or so I thought. And Jonas? What? Well, you're just kind of easy to mess with, so... For real? For real. This is my first time having to use witchcraft to help folks out. I make the spells, but I feel like my magic is never enough, so I tried energy readings, incantations, or extra ingredients. I guess this would be honest. I just wanted everyone to think I was great, though I wouldn't have messed up this bad if I were actually great. Even this full moon ritual is a ploy. The full moon is a very powerful way to amplify magic. I was hoping to use it to fix everyone's problems tonight so that I could get out of here. But it looks like I've actually done the opposite. Magic isn't supposed to be self-serving or for proving yourself or using people. It's about the energy and intention. Job as a witch is to help our energies work together and strengthen our intention. It's the only way to accomplish things we can't do alone. That means my energy, your energy, and your community's energy are supposed to work together to put on the best harvest festival Flora has ever seen. But I've done the opposite as a witch. Maybe my family is right. Maybe I really am. That's enough. Your magic did get out of hand, but how many of us asked for your magic, expecting it to solve our problems immediately? Or asked Phoebe to do even more than we originally asked? Everyone remains silent. I don't say this to excuse Phoebe's actions. However, Phoebe is correct in that magic is all about energy and intention. We never intended to make the magic work. Instead of facing our problems as a community, We just used magic to cover up and hide from our problems. Well said, Ruth. That is something I've been thinking the entire time I've been playing this game, and I think I've mentioned it as I've played too, is that everyone's coming to Vivi and they just want these get-rich-quick problem-solving schemes, instead of actually doing things that would take work to solve their problems. Whether we want to admit it or not, that's why the last witch left too. That's why Flora is the way it is today. I won't keep repeating that mistake. We're going to start being more honest with each other. There's something I need to say. This is my last term as mayor. After this, I intend to travel all over the world. It's a dream I've had for a while, and I'm not getting any younger, so... Gran, that's great! Nisha, I should have said this ages ago and kept saying it, but I'm proud of you. Not to ruin the mood, but who will be Mel, I think you'd be an excellent candidate for mayor. I'd be happy to endorse you. Wow, that means so much for you to say that. Can I think it over? Of course. Devon turns to Nisha. I don't want to perform at the festival. I'd rather work together with local musicians. Bring the community in more, you know? Wow, really? That sounds like a great idea. I'm sure Gran and Mel would be happy to help. I thought you'd be disappointed. Devon, I would never be disappointed. You're my best friend. I'm so sorry I made you feel that way. I was just so worried about the festival. You know, that special talent you have of reaching into people's souls and tearing them out? Yeah? Well, your music can also reach into people's souls and heal them. In fact, you just gave me an idea. What if I put together a community art project for the festival, too? That sounds amazing. Let's bring this community together. Mel is right. I'm too focused on the Madelines, but I want to get them right, so please have patience. I know I get tunnel vision and push myself too hard. We all want this festival to succeed, but can't we consider the festival a success if we burn ourselves out? Ruth is right. We need to approach this festival as a community. Since everyone's making big confessions, I feel like I have to make one too. That, well, I don't know if I have anything to confess, but I know how hard it is to be honest with people. But maybe if we all try together, it'll be easier for all of us, so, yeah. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say? You look around and see everyone chatting amongst themselves. Is it just you, or do you feel like the energy of Flora just shifted? Did you plan for this? Stay silent. Don't worry, I know you didn't. But I think Margie, your gran, did. What do you mean? I think it's getting pretty late. There's one thing we could all use, it's a little rest, don't you think? Everyone nods in agreement. How about we wrap this up now? Everyone nods in agreement again as they let out yawns. You all make your way home. Oh, well, there we go. Yes, that did not go how I expected either. Do you think what Ruth said about Gran is right? Yes, I guess I wouldn't put it past her either. Gran's teaching methods have always been a little different. But it looks like we're sticking around till the festival. For some reason, I'm feeling pretty happy about that. Yes, with everyone working together, maybe we can do something pretty cool. Well, we should do as Ruth said and get some rest. Full moon success. That actually kinda sorta worked. I mean, it did. Let's go ahead and end the day. Well, I'm very glad that didn't turn out the way that I thought, in that, in a way, Vivi managed to stumble upon a manner of helping people and providing a catalyst, if you will, for honesty to be able to flow, and I very, very much agree with what Ruth and Jean had to say. That was good. Definitely some character growth for Vivi. See what Ramsay has to say. Oh, crystal time. Let's see what he brought us. Celestine. This is one of my favorites. Such a nice shade of blue. Gran would like this one too. I'll have to show it to her when we see her again. For now, though, we'll put it away for safekeeping. Alrighty. And despite what everyone found out about us yesterday, we have some requests. See, Ruth. Dear Phoebe, I think I'm ready to take the first steps towards leaving Flora. But I won't lie, the idea of leaving makes me nervous. I wish there was some way to take Flora with me wherever I go. Do you have an incense or anything that could help? Alright, some incense for Ruth. Oh, Jean. I am a sad grump who needs to be kinder to myself. Yes, you do, Jean. I can't keep letting mean people get to me. You have a charm for that. Oh, Jean, you just need to recognize that you are a talented, wonderful young man. Vivi, I think I figured it the music for the festival, but I still have to perform it. I think the piece is really good, but I can't imagine myself playing with confidence. Maybe some incense to help me summon up the courage could help. Thank you, Devon. Alright, some incense for Devon. And I think we should have enough supplies to go ahead and make these. Let's see. Orders. We'll start with Devon. He wants some incense. Right. So star, I don't remember. Plants. Oh, chamomile. And then yarrow. And a little H symbol. What's that? Oh, geranium. Ta-da! Alrighty. For Jean to be kinder to himself. Yes. Do be kind to yourself, Jean. I definitely think Jean is my favourite character. Lavender, hollyhock, and the Pluto sign. Allium. Oh, a charm. Oopsie. There we go. Release charm. I love the designs for these. They're so fun. Alright, keep crafting. And for Ruth. She wants some incense. Oh, we'll have to run to the store soon. And plants. Plus sign is lavender, geranium, and whatever that symbol is, yarrow. There we go. Memory. Alrighty, I think we've got what we need, so let's head into town. Tend to the garden later. We'll start with Devon. You arrive at the studio. You don't hear any music coming from inside, though. I wonder if Devon is actually in there. You open the door and see Devon sitting by the window. Vivi, you're here! Devon runs over to you. Do you have it? Do you have it? Oh! I assume you mean the spell. Confidence. Yes, this looks perfect. So you've got a song written, then? Yeah, I do. After all the community talk at the full moon ritual, I thought talking to some local musicians would help. So Mel introduced me to some of them. After I finished speaking with them, I sat down and just wrote and wrote and wrote, and things finally clicked. Yeah, I'm sharing it with Mel and Ruth today. But I wanted you to be the first one to hear it. Really? Even with everything that's happened, I could write this song because of you. But no more runes, okay? Yes. If I start to panic, I want to figure out how to work through it. But not force my way through it, if that makes sense. Yes, I get it. So, you want to hear it? Of course. Rock on, my friend. Show me your masterpiece. Well, I don't know if it's a masterpiece, but I'm pretty proud of it. Devon takes a seat and brings out their guitar. As they do, suddenly you feel transported somewhere else, sitting around a fire with old friends, a bright sunshine-filled garden. You can taste something savory. Perhaps it's a stew. You realize these are all places of and things of comfort. There's a brightness to it, a sense of optimism. Even with long, hard days ahead, there will always be something good on the other side. As the chorus swells, you get a feeling of reassurance that all your work will pay off. Somehow everything seems possible. Everyone will work together, and that collective energy will ensure the Harvest Festival's success. They won't even need a witch's blessing, and somehow You feel like that's exactly how it should be. Devon's song comes to an end. Oh, very well done, Devon. They take a deep breath. So, what do you think? Speechless. I feel like I fell into a trance. It wasn't too dissimilar to when we play music for our rituals. Words don't capture it. Wow, I made you speechless? I wasn't expecting that. Why did that piece of music affect you so much? I wonder if your music had such a strong effect because we're friends. Perhaps the strength of our bond amplified the power of the song. You see Devon turn bright red. Now I'm the speechless one. But of course, there's still the matter of playing for Ruth and Mel. That's the real reason I asked for the spell. When do you have to play for them? I'll probably head over a little after you leave. You know Devon asked you not to use runes anymore, but you still feel compelled to help further. Devon said they wanted something that would help them work through their fear. Perhaps there is something more you can do. Devon, have you ever heard of countdown meditation? I don't want to risk the confidence spell with any other magic. It's not really magic. It's one of the techniques witches use to quiet the mind before performing magic. I don't see why a non-witch couldn't use it too, especially before something like a musical performance. Of course, we only have to try it if you want. Devon looks apprehensive. Can't blame him either. How much experience do you have with this? Oh, in all honesty, it's one of those things I probably need to practice more. I know the basic principles, but I'm not always successful in pulling it off. But I think I'll help the effectiveness of the I think it's supposed to see it'll. Lots of typos. But I think it will help the effectiveness of the confidence incense, and increase your confidence in general without the spell. Let's try it then. Maybe this is the kind of technique I've been looking for. Alright, let's get started then. We take the confidence incense and light them. We take a seat across from Devon. Let's close our eyes. We're going to count down from 10. For each number, we'll focus on something. I usually use colors. There are currently 10 different colors in my garden, so we can work with those. So what am I doing? I'm going to say a number and a color, and I want you to focus on that color. The idea is to force your brain to focus on something other than your anxiety. Okay, let's start. 10. A red rose. Devon takes a deep breath. You can tell they're still uncomfortable, but you're glad they're trying. 9. Maybe this will work? The orange calendula. 8. Yellow yarrow. They take another deep breath. This one is more noticeably deeper and longer than their initial one. You notice your breath is also deeper and longer too. 7. Green rosemary. Devon's shoulders relaxed. You're impressed he's made it this far. Your mind usually starts to wander around now. 6. Blue pea flower. Devon takes another breath. 5. Pink hollyhock. You notice their knees relax. They fall a little closer to the ground. Oh, I wonder if we're putting him to sleep. 4. Purple lavender. Their head drops. Are they asleep? 3. Burgundy geranium. Devon takes an even deeper, long breath. No, they're not asleep. You could sense the focus in that breath. 2. White chamomile. Almost there. 1. Black allium. Devon completely relaxes and takes another long, deep breath. You allow them to sit there for an extra moment. You're impressed by how well they've done. Though you really won't know until they reopen their eyes. Devon, open your eyes. Devon raises their head and slowly opens their eyes. Panic and sense of unease that was there before are gone. Are you sure that wasn't magic? I feel so much calmer now. Calmer, but not out of it or, sleepy. I feel like I can do things. Like I want to do things. This is weird. It's probably part of the meditation and part the incense. Wow. I think I think I'm ready to play for Ruth and Mel. That's great. Do you want me to go with you? Actually, I think I'll go on my own. I think I've got the confidence this time. It's all thanks to you. Remember, witchcraft is a melding of energy, so it's not just mine. Guess you're right. Sometimes I wish I had something to carry with me all the time. Like something to remind me of the power of my energy. Something to carry. Oh, is that silly? No, not at all. Sorry, I was just a little lost in thought, is all. I should get going. I don't want to keep Mel and Ruth waiting. Thanks again for all your help, Vivi. Of course, any time. Devin wants something they could always carry. What about that locket at Jemima's store? Maybe I could craft something out of that. Maybe I can haggle down the price, too. That would be lovely. Wonder if we could haggle down the price, because those are quite expensive. And we only have $385 to our name and 1 week left. Excuse me. Alright, we'll just go around here. We'll talk to Jean. You walk up to Jean's cafe. Jean's baking something super yummy. You walk into the cafe. You notice there's only one customer, but you can't tell who they are behind the newspaper they're reading. Hey, Jean. Vivi, what are you doing here? Is that how you greet all your customers? I brought your spell. Release charm. What is this? The release charm you asked for. I didn't ask for that. But I got a letter from you. Don't tell me he's refusing a spell again. Thought you were past that. I never sent a letter. You hear the rustling of the newspaper. You look over at the other customer. You see them wearing oversized sunglasses and a hat. Maybe they have a mustache too? But when you make eye contact, they quickly pull the newspaper back up. Eavesdropper. But the letter had your name on it. I told you I never wrote that letter. Maybe you wrote it in your sleep? Do not write in my sleep. I know, you have a twin. Do not have a twin. Now, don't mind, I'd like to get back to... The person reading the newspaper clears their throat. You and Jean look over at them. I think I have an explanation. The customer drops their newspaper and removes their hat, sunglasses, and mustache. I ordered the spell, Jean. Well, you should be home. You're still sick. I didn't realize that customer was your wife. Poor Jean. He's been too wrapped up in baking madeleines to notice much these days. Just go and look in the trash. You walk over to the trash can. It's filled to the brim with madeleines. They're all failures. How do you know? Did you let anyone try them? All these madeleines are failures. They smell so good and they look baked to a perfect light gold. I do not serve failure at this cafe. Jean and Mel continue to quarrel, but you can't take your eyes off the trash can. You can feel the madeleines radiating heat. These madeleines are fresh. Your mouth begins to water. There doesn't seem to be anything else in this trash can, so really, oh goodness, Vivi. It's just a bin full of fresh, perfectly baked madeleines. That means you could totally... All because one critic said... That critic again? Who cares about critics when there's a whole bin of madeleines in front of you? There's no choice. Okay, well, eat a madeleine. Yes, Vivi, there's no need to hold back now. Just reach out your hand and... Vivi, what are you doing? They were calling me. I know that's a lie. But they were, 1,000 little voices saying, eat me, eat me. Those voices were in your stomach. You know what, Mel's right. This tyranny ends today. I never said anything about You take your hand and shove it into the trash bin of madeleines. Oh, take a single, take a couple. We'll take a single one. You lock eyes with Jean as you take a single bite. And then another bite. And then another bite. You just ate from the... What, does that bother you? Next thing you know, Mel shoves her hand into the trash bin of madeleines. She also takes a single madeleine and locks eyes with Jean as she takes a single bite. And then another bite. And another bite. You both just ate. Try to keep your eyes locked on Jean, but... This buttery flavor, this light fluffy texture. Like a delicate cloud of... Am I in heaven? Jean, these are truly... You see Jean's expression change from horror to... Jean. Let me make some tea. Jean runs off to the kitchen and brings a tea tray. Let me grab a platter for the madeleines. Bill grabs a platter, puts some madeleines on it, and brings it back to the table. Jean, you simply must serve these at the festival, though ideally not from the trash bin. How could you ever think these were bad? Jean and Mel look at each other. There was a critic who came to the cafe. I didn't know he was coming until a few hours before, so I rushed and make some madeleines along with a few other things. While rushing to get everything, I forgot about the madeleines and let them bake too long. Next day, he said my dry madeleines revolted him in his review. I see. That's the only negative... Oh, that is Mel. That's the only negative review Jean's Cafe has ever gotten, isn't that right? Wow, really? That's impressive. Exactly. That's why I ordered the release charm. You ordered the spell? Oh, that explains the weird letter. That does explain the weird letter. It wasn't quite written in Jean's usual tone. Well, I just want you to move on from that one single critic who caught you on the wrong day. Honestly, he probably knew that when he wrote that review. I had my issues in the city. You had the idea to move out here so I could be happy. So I could get away from all the people who didn't think I was capable. Realize how much of a sacrifice it was for you. This charm is my way of telling you not to let those kinds of people get you down. You're so talented, Jean. It's not worth spending your time on people who think otherwise. Thank you. Oh, Jean smiled! Is Jean smiling? I suppose you won't be needing that curse. Curse? What curse? Kevin Paulton says only the most advanced witches should perform curses. And Vivi, you're still a witch in training. No, I don't think so. I should start preparing the ingredients for the batter. That way we can make it a day or so ahead and bake all the madeleines the day of. We can serve local tea blends along with them. Yes, I think that's an excellent idea. Let me write that down on my to-do list. I have a meeting with the vendors coming up, so I can mention it then. It won't be too much work? Not at all. Belle raises her cup of tea. To the festival. To the festival. To the festival. Jean and Mel chug the rest of their tea. Let's do this. Yes. Suddenly Jean and Mel take off, leaving you at the table. You overhear them talking. You know, maybe you should consider writing that cookbook you've been thinking about after the festival. I keep all my recipes in my head. Jean memorizes all his recipes? But maybe writing them down would be good. Also, please go home. Oh, I was reading this as us. But maybe writing them down would be good. Also, please go home and rest. Fine. Doesn't Jermaine's shop have an old journal? I bet Jean could use that. But I could enchant it for him too. I wonder if that would be a good idea. Actually, let's take a look at Jermaine's shop. Because, oh my goodness, there's a lot of things. $6,000, $7,000, $5,000, $4,000, $3,000. Jermaine, I think that's a little bit of overselling. Well, since we just saw Jean and Mel, we'll go ahead and talk to Mel. Please let Mel be better. Please let Mel be better. You approach Mel's house and gently knock on the door. Come in. You enter the home and see Mel curled up on the couch with some soup. You notice she's surrounded by flowers and other foods, too. Don't I look in a sad state? Sorry. And as we said at the full moon ritual, it's not entirely your fault. You're not the only one who got carried away. I got so worked up about everything needing to be perfect, about making sure everyone else is having a good time. To be at my best, I need to rest. So, you're not mad at me? Of course not. I'm madder at myself than anyone. But tell me, do you think I'm boring? Huh? But can people even be exciting? What are these answers? Not really? I mean, I did get to see what happens when magic goes wrong. That was an exciting experience. Though potentially not a good one, but I wouldn't call it boring. Why do you ask? Seems kind of out of the blue. Because I think everyone likes Jonas more than me. You're jealous of Jonas. Oh, I am. People are always laughing with him. Or like at him. He's always getting invited to parties. Do you like parties? Nah, I'm too old for that stuff now. But people just seem to like him. And you don't think people like you? Of course not. I'm the one managing the budgets. And who gets angry over toilets? And who has to tell Jonas and his crew to hurry up? Everyone hates me. You may take a look around the room. You notice all the food, flowers, and get well cards. Did Jean get all this stuff for you? No, but he made the soup I'm eating. Then where is all of it from? Various people from the village, my coworkers at the town hall, etc. They heard about me feeling down and sent over all of this. I don't know where they found the time with everything that needs to get done. Oh, Mel, you are loved. It's all poisoned. I want to be showered in gifts. Whenever I got sick, my gran gave me a concoction of... I don't even know. All these things certainly seem nicer than that. Especially if they went out of their way to put all this together. So you're saying people like me? I think so. Maybe you're like my gran. She's always scolding me, but she's always teaching me too. And even though she's a little stodgy, she has taught me a lot of neat spells. And even without her, I wouldn't be here right now. I don't know where I'd be if I'm completely honest. I'm trying to say that you are necessary, Mel. If everyone were a goofball like Jonas, nothing would get done. There wouldn't be any festival at all. What's more boring than that? Mel falls silent and looks around the room. You're right. I'm surrounded by the village's love right now, aren't I? Mel looks down at her bowl of soup. And Jean's love, too. What did Jonas bring you? Mel's eyes dart around the room. Oh my gosh, that brat. Sister's sick from stress and he hasn't come to see me. Knowing Jonas, he probably didn't want to bother. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Who could that be? Come in! Jonas walks in. Hey, sis. Perfect timing. What are you doing here? Jean said you weren't feeling well. Oh, I thought maybe me and Jonas were getting friendly, but I guess not. Actually, I'm feeling a lot better right now. I think some rest has done me good. About time you tried that instead of all that magic. No offense, Vivi. No, I think we might have overdone it. Anyway, I thought I'd come over and see if you need any hit. Nope, everyone out. What? I just got here. I need to rest to ensure I'm in tip-top shape by tomorrow. This festival isn't going to organize itself, so come on, get! Mel shoos you and Jonas out of the house. Well, guess I'll head back to work. Sheesh, seems like she's on the mend anyhow. Yes, I think she'll be alright. Knowing Mel, she'll be up and at 'em by tomorrow. I should get going, though. Bye. Sounds like Mel struggles with finding balance in her life, and realizing people do care about her wellness. Oh, we found something else. Venus. Maybe Mel could incorporate things attributed to Venus in her life. Let me write that down in my grimoire. We'll talk to Ruth and Nisha. Talk to Nisha first. You walk up to Nisha's home and knock on the door. Vivi, I know why you're here. You want to talk about what happened? Yes. I'm all ears if you want. I appreciate it. Most people avoid the subject or write it off as in my head. But I guess you got to bear witness so you know I didn't make a mess of things. How about going to our usual spot and talking about it? Sure, let's go. You and Nisha walk to the beach. She seems distant and doesn't say a word the entire walk. You arrive at the beach and sit on a couple of rocks. So, first, you have to promise not to laugh. I'm a witch. If there's one person who's going to listen to someone about feisty spirits, it's me. I know. It's just the only person who ever believed me was the village witch. so I'm more used to people not believing me. What kind of spirits are they exactly? The last witch called them fibbly-nibblies, but I don't know if that's a real thing or not. Never heard of them, but that doesn't mean anything. Spirits aren't exactly my forte. Got me into so much trouble as a kid. They'd pull on whoever was sitting in front of me's hair. They'd knock supplies off shelves. They'd even eat other kids' lunches. I would yell at them to stop and get scolded for shouting in the middle of class. Everyone thought I was acting out for attention, but that wasn't the case. I knew everyone would think I was weird if I told them the truth, so I hid it. That just made things worse. If the witch believed you, how come she didn't give you a cleansing spell? I tried, but Gran once again believed everything was fine. She thought I'd outgrow it. Clearly I haven't. The witch left soon after that. It's a good thing I'm here, then. Time to banish. Time to banish. No! No? See, the problem is they're my friends. Your friends? Yeah. But they ruined your childhood? Yeah, they got me into a lot of trouble, sure, but they're the ones who introduced me to art. We used to get along most of the time, just people don't understand them or me. Instead of listening to me, people would be like, just stop, and which in turn made things worse. Okay, now I'm lost. This is turning out to be story time with Nisha, isn't it? You notice Nisha fidgeting a lot with her hands. She must be feeling nervous still. Here. Do you want a hug? Oh, from us. Do you want a hug? You give Nisha a big hug. It looks like she's calmed down a little bit. This is hard to talk about, but here it goes. I'm home alone one day, as I usually am, because Gran worked a lot. I hear this weird chattering coming from outside, so I go and take a look, except I don't see anything. But then I hear it again, but a little further off. So I follow it, but every time I think I've caught up, it's just a little further away. Eventually, the chattering leads me to the old art studio. Gran boarded it up after my parents died since they ran it. I hear the chattering again, except it's coming from inside this time. I pry a loose board off of one of the windows and go inside. And that's when I see everything. Canvases, brushes, paints, charcoal, and more. It was like stumbling into Wonderland. Every time I think I'd found something, their chattering led me to more supplies. Before I knew it, it's night and I've created all this stuff. That's when I hear Gran and a group of villagers enter the studio. It ends up they'd been looking for me. I hide, thinking I'm in trouble, but so many typos, I wonder why. But no, Gran is just happy I'm safe. I swear I saw a tear go down her face as she looked around the art studio. The only tear I've ever seen from her. She then declares that the village will reopen the studio. From then on, I spend most of my time there. And the Fibbly-Nibblies? I chatted with them every day while I worked, bouncing ideas off of them and stuff. Without them, I wouldn't be the artist I am today. Wow. So no banishing. No banishing. Do you think there's anything you can do to help me, or rather us? As I mentioned before, spirits aren't my forte. And do you also want them to stick around? I'll have to think about it. I wonder if they're mad I left for school. Could be. Nisha stands up and takes a deep breath. Well, that's my story then. Now you know all about the Fibbly-Nibblies. Are you going to head back to the studio? Yeah, should probably get to cleaning. Should have hopefully calmed down. They tend to after a big blow-up. If there's anything I can do, make sure to let me know. Yeah, will do. Well, I should get going now. Thanks again for the chat. Sure, anytime. Pluto. That is the planet of connection and boundaries, especially in relation to spirits and such. Not surprising, considering Nisha's strange relationship with the Fibbly-Nibblies. Yes, incorporating something associated with Pluto would help Nisha. I'm to write that in my grimoire. Right, we have Ruth and Jonas to talk to. We'll talk to Ruth first. You walk up to Ruth's home. After the full moon ritual, you wonder what state she'll be in. You knock on the door. Vivi, how good to see you. Are you here to deliver my spell? Yes. Memory. You hand the memory incense to Ruth. Yes, these should help. What are you trying to do? You know what I mentioned at the full moon ritual? You not being mayor and going travelling? Yes. So you intend to do that? Or you're not? No, I am, but as much as the idea of exploring the world excites me, I've never really left Flora, so the idea also terrifies me. I see. I feel that. Why pressure yourself to go when you know you can be comfortable right here? Yes, I think that's precisely it. I am comfortable in Flora, even with my desire to leave. It's strange. I wish I could just take it with me wherever I go. Is that what the memory spell is for? Mm-hmm. Before I used these incense, I thought of taking a walk. Would you care to join me? A walk sounds nice. Let's head out then. You and Ruth head out on your walk around Flora. First, you come to the lake. Oh, I have so many happy memories with my daughter Anisha here. Both of them are so similar. They loved running and playing in the water and finding small little critters. I still listen to the crickets and frogs when I come here. The sounds take me right back to their childhoods. I wish I could take this lake with me wherever I go. Ruth just might have given you an idea. Yes, you gave her the memory incense, which she can burn once she gets home, but what if you have another tool to help her keep her dearest memories close? Ruth? Yes, Phoebe. What if I told you I had a tool you could potentially use to take the lake with you? Is this some kind of experimental magic? No, not at all. I've used it before and it doesn't require magic at all. It might even improve your ability to use the memory incense. But it's not magic. No, it's more of a sensory tool to help you focus and remember details. Interesting. What does it entail? You're already an avid walker, so you might already be doing some of these things. The gist of it is being very mindful of your surroundings. When I find myself in a place I want to remember, I use my senses to create a sort of snapshot. You can do this by focusing on one sense at a time. Does that make sense? You're right. Something I've somewhat done on my walks before. I've never actively tried using my senses to create memories, but I think I'd be willing to try. Great. How about on this walk we do some practice then? It sounds like a good idea. Since we're already at the lake, let's try focusing on one of our senses here. Let's start with sight. So I focus on what I see. Yes, try focusing on the colors, textures, how the sun reflects off things, etc. All right. Ruth takes a deep breath. You see her looking around. Sometimes things catch her eye and you can tell she's trying to focus hard on them. Even though the lake looks still, it isn't really. Everything is moving, whether it's with the breeze or light. This is a lot to take in. Yes, it can be, but don't worry about trying to hold on to everything just yet. I find it usually takes a few sessions to complete a snapshot. That makes sense. I think I'd like to make our way to the forest next. You and Ruth walk to the forest. I always come here when I feel like hiding from the world. I used to be afraid of these woods. When I was a little girl, I played hide and seek at night here with friends. I lost my way while looking for a hiding place, and suddenly all the trees looked like monsters. Fortunately, my screams let my friends find me. That's awful. It was at the time, but then I became determined to know these woods, and now we're good friends. Ready to practice one of the senses? Sure. How about taste? Do you mean I'm supposed to eat? No, you don't want to eat anything unless you can identify what it is. Taste is a little tricky, though, I admit. One way to do it is to take a deep breath and see how the air feels. All right. Ruth takes a deep breath with her mouth open. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily taste, but I can feel like I can taste the cool, damp air. It's very clear, almost like drinking water. That was very good. I think you're getting the hang of this. Thank you. I think this is a good exercise. It's also very relaxing, sort of like meditation. Yes, it is. I think I know where I'd like to go next. It's to my secret spot. Oh, I get to see Ruth's secret spot? Only if you know about it. Follow me. Ruth takes off at a brisk walk through the woods. You can hardly keep up. You notice the elevation is rising. Now you know why Ruth is in such great shape. How much further? You'll see. You huff and puff your way up. Ruth seems fine. You come to a sudden clearing. We're here. Wow. After you catch your breath, you look out. You can see all of Flora from here and more. How far up did we just walk? Isn't it wonderful? This isn't my secret spot, if I'm completely honest. Our previous witch showed it to me. I want to try focusing on one of my senses up here. I think that's a great idea. How about you try... let's do sound. Alright? Ruth closes her eyes. Everything sounds so far off. There's a peacefulness to it, though. As if everything is just the way it's meant to be. I wish I could stay here forever, but I know I can't. I know I have to leave, even though I'll be back. When I return from my travels, this is the first spot I'll visit. Ruth turns and looks at you. Thank you for coming up here with me, Vivi. Of course. This has been the best workout I've had in a long time. Fortunately, going downhill is much easier. Come on, let's go. You and Ruth make your way back down the mountain into her home. I think I'll have to practice that sensory technique more later. This might sound strange, considering I just asked you for a way to remember Flora, but I wish I had something to help me cleanse a space, too. As a final way of letting go, and preparing myself to move on. Does that make sense? Of course, kind of like taking what you want and then moving on. Yes, I think that's exactly it. Of course, I'm not asking for anything extra. This memory incense should really help. Well, I think it's back to festival preparations. I've been away too long already. I'll be on my way then, too. Goodbye. Something to help you say goodbye and move on, but in a good way. Maybe a besom could help with that? Therefore sweeping away energies to make space for new ones. I'm pretty sure I saw a small broom at Jelena's I could use. I wonder if that would be a good idea. I don't know how we're going to afford gifts for everyone, though. Oh, goodness. Alright, let's talk to Jonas, who I thought that we were becoming closer with, but maybe not. On your way to the town square, you see Jonas and the dog running around outside together. Come here, boy. Caesar. It looks like someone finally got a bath. Oh yes, he did, and now you're a beautiful boy, aren't you? Have you given him a name yet? Oh, right. You forgot to give him a name? No, I just forgot to mention it. Vivi meets Caesar. He's settling in pretty well, I think. I will take him down to the festival site later today and introduce him to everyone. You're going to come with me everywhere I go, right, boy? Everywhere? Oh, even on dates? Why, do you not like him? Does it matter if I like him? I mean, maybe, because he's always gonna be near me, so if you wanna be near me. Ramsay and I might be able to get used to having a dog around. Really? But only if he's a good boy. And you are a good boy, right, Caesar? Some of my crew members also have dogs, so they've been helping me figure things out. Caesar's my first pet, so I've learned a lot. That new love charm you made must have been pretty potent. Care about people and stuff, but I've never felt this way about something before. Like I've always liked animals, but having an actual pet feels so different. I can't speak to pets, but witches are pretty close to their familiars. Yeah, they're kind of like a partner, right? Yes, yes. Well, except when they tell you not to eat the strange fungus. But to be honest, I did it anyway, and maybe he was right. It didn't have much in terms of magical potency, but it Definitely caused other rather potent problems. Ramsay didn't come near me for almost a week. I mean, it sounds like Ramsay was just trying to help you. The other day, after I gave Caesar a bath and stuff, I started thinking about when I yelled at my crew again. I started feeling sad and angry at myself. Caesar came up to me and just put his head in my lap, and I calmed down. It reminded me that even though that one bad thing happened, my crew helped me a lot with Caesar. So if they aren't still mad at me, maybe I should stop being mad at myself. Caesar, you're pretty powerful for just being a pet. Whoa, you give Caesar pets. Maybe he's alright. Hear that, Caesar? The witch says you're alright. I knew you'd come around to him. You wanna go for a walk? I suppose we could do that. Baby, you wanna come with us? Let me think. Spending more time with both of you? I think I'd like that. Yeah, we'd like that too, right, Caesar? You, Jonas, and Caesar all go for a walk through the woods. Caesar has a good time sniffing around and barking at the birds. You and Jonas joke around and have a good time. Suddenly, Caesar runs off. Caesar, where are you going? Come here! I had the dog for a few days and I've already lost him. I'm sure he'll come back. Caesar! Caesar! Just as suddenly as he ran off, Caesar comes back. Caesar, don't scare me like that. Wait, what have you got there? Jonas takes a bouquet of wildflowers from Caesar's mouth. Caesar is a matchmaker, apparently. Did you bring me flowers? Caesar nudges you with his snout. Oh, am I supposed to give these too? Jonas looks at you. You look at Jonas. These are for you. You take the wildflowers from Jonas. Thank you. I should get these into some water. We can walk you home then. We should get to the festival grounds anyway. Jonas and Caesar walk you home. You catch Jonas looking at you out of the corner of your eye. When you do, you both look away from each other, blushing. Well, here we are. Good luck with meeting everyone today, Caesar. I'm sure he'll get along with the crew just fine. Yeah, I think so too. Catch you later. Oh, Venus. Jonas does seem to love Caesar, and it looks like he's working on being kinder to himself too. Alright then, that's another thing to take note of in the grimoire. Alrighty, well, maybe we are getting a little closer to Jonas then, but we'll go ahead and end for today. That was a solid day. We got to talk to everyone. I found it a bit interesting that the game was including... I felt it was a bit long, including some sort of actual meditation, but maybe that was meant as sort of a way to sort of teach things in the game as well, with the different characters. But enjoying it so far. Only a few days left in the game, and then we'll see what we can see and see how the Harvest Festival goes. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful day so far, and that you're enjoying the game as well. Pax vobiscum. See you in the next video. Goodbye.